So Hunter, back with Joe. Joe, welcome back to Right to America. Badass Talk. Good to
Glad
have
to
you
be
back, man. Yeah,
yes.
and I see you're not in the underground in that box anymore.
I'm out of the box, but
Yeah,
I got the box parked right out front, man. I'm 20 feet away from it. If I need to feel secure, I just go sit in there and be calm again.
yeah. Well, good to
Yeah,
see you,
man,
man.
I feel a safe
Welcome,
place.
welcome back to this part of the world. Well, look, man, there's a lot going on in the world, and I know that you were kind of secluded before, but in light of what's going on in the world, and back at home front, how are you feeling about this whole COVID-19 business? What's going on with you in that front?
Man, I'm glad you put it that way. I forgot you just said a word. I was something away. Forgot what you said. You just said it. You remember what you just said?
Yeah, well, I just said you were away and secluded. I would say you were secluded.
Secluded.
Secluded,
That's
yeah.
a good word, man. I was secluded from January the 12th through April 1st. And I came back on April 2nd. And I think today is April
17th.
16th. So yeah, I've been here, been out. I've been back in the real world for 2 weeks now. And it's funny that we're talking about this because one of my addictions is work.
Okay.
I can hide in work forever. Man, I could have stayed work. I was working 12 and 13 hours a day over there. The 13-hour days were the long. I stayed in that the longest. I was so much in the zone. I was secluded. I would go to work, do my work, come home, go exercise, get some food, get some sleep, boom, get a shower, get some sleep, get up, do it over every day. I was lost in that cycle. I was secluded. And I'm glad you brought that up because you're helping me to put words in this thing. Because yeah, now I'm back in this real world and I'm having to deal with COVID-19 and I'm having to put on the little mask and I'm having to go out and see the empty shelves in the grocery stores and watch how people are trying to do social distancing. And man, it's like coming back on a whole different planet. And it's
Mm,
very frightening to me. I'm feeling the fear and there's this anxiety of the unknown. It's so unfamiliar to me, so different. It's like landing in a different country all of a sudden. Weird, man. Yeah, and I'm
yeah.
not doing well with it.
Say more, man.
I'm not doing well with it. Man, it's funny. In my addiction, I didn't like people. I would purposely drive past my neighborhood if my neighbor was outside because I didn't want to have to stop and say hello, or I'd make sure that I was angled in such a way that I could just throw a quick wave and run into the side door. I
Mm,
didn't want to be around nobody, man. I liked isolating my own sickness. And I'm talking about the alcohol and the porn stuff. I would try to, I wanted to hide. I wanted to get away from people. I used to want to buy like 20 or 40 acres and go put a little house right in the middle so I didn't have to deal with people. Then I get into recovery and I find out that I'm not even an introvert, man, that I love people. I just didn't know how to love people with these big old ugly warts that I was wearing called alcoholism, sex addiction, lust addiction, porn addiction. And I felt awkward and weird around people and didn't know how to behave. But Alcoholics Anonymous, Sex Addicts Anonymous, friends, sponsors, people in the program, God have all helped me to break out of that shell and to become intimate with humanity again, to learn to love people. And man, did I. I'd love to go to meetings and shake hands and have coffee and tell jokes and hit people on the shoulders and cut up, man. Now you come back, I come out of this seclusion and all of that's evaporated. And
wow.
here, even right
Wow.
now, I'm having to sit here talking to a computer screen with pixels.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see your image on there, but I know it's not flesh and blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
good, man. And I love this. And I'm grateful to God that at least we have this. Thank God. But man, it's different. It's weird. And I miss that flesh to flesh connection with
Yeah.
humanity.
Yeah.
I'm hurting for it. Even in the grocery stores, man, I got to wear that mask and I can't smile at people and I can't joke too much with people. I'm still wanting to reach out and touch and to
Yeah. Yeah.
love, but it's weird, man. It's different, and I'm missing that component in my life.
Yeah. I'm with you. I find a way to we'll call it names, but I do find a way to connect and go to a few meetings, real meetings, a few places that are still open, and I need that. I mean, I don't do, the podcast is just the conversation we're having. That's wonderful. I can do that because that's one-on-one. But as for virtual meetings, no, I can't. That don't work for me. So I know a place nearby. I'm calling names, but they have 3 meetings a day outside. People practice social distance, but but we're there. We're all there together. We're all breaking the law together. We call it the rebel, the underground. And it's keeping me sane in terms of that's to what you're saying. We need some community, and I have my wonderful partner here, Captain. We're here together, but I need community. I need to go. And you're right. When you go out the store, that's more of the same. That's more of this isolation. Everybody's into their, so you don't feel anything there. So yeah, we're social communal beings. What are you thinking about that? About some of the how this is all playing out. What do what is you thinking about? Are you so? Let me just speak for myself. So we've talked about it. I know they're talking about opening things back up. We ain't doing it. we don't believe it. Until we hear convincing data from some authoritative source that we think is legitimate. We're going to continue. Because this rush to have everybody go back for economic reasons, I'm not falling for that. I'm going to continue to do what until we've talked about it, until we're convinced. If that may be 6 months from now, we're going to continue to and because we just we don't buy it. Yeah. Somebody, that's me. But what do you think? What do you think, Joe?
All right, here goes. The tradition is we have no opinion on outside issues, and I'm going to an outside issue, but you know what? We're friends and we're sharing and we're just talking. The bottom line truth is, I don't know from 1 minute to the next what God is going to do with me. Let's get that out in the open.
Okay.
I don't even know where I'm going to be at 10 p.m. tonight. I'm powerless over so many things. That's the God's truth. So for me to try to act qualified to speak about what's coming down the chute or what I ought to do or not do, I'm going to talk about it because you've asked me, but I'm going to put all that exposure out. You know what? Let me put it another way. I'm 96% of the time I'm dead wrong. So
okay.
Hey, here's probably what's not going to happen.
I lost you there.
Not wanting to die.
I'm not. I lost you, Joe.
Did I lose you?
Yeah, you're back.
How far did I lose, man?
Yeah, it's good. I'm good. Okay.
I don't know what all was missed.
I missed all of it. I know you're about to say something. I missed all of it. Just yeah.
Okay. I put out the disclosure that I don't know what's good for anybody or anybody else.
Yeah. I think you said you were 96% wrong.
96% of the time I'm wrong. So
okay, all right. That's the last thing I heard.
Yeah, there's a damn good chance about what I'm about to say is not right.
Okay.
For me, I was saying that I'm a risk taker, have been most of my whole life. I like risk. I do safety risk analysis on my job. I like calculated risk. I like taking chances. I like driving fast on my motorcycle. I don't mind doing some of that stuff. So COVID-19, I don't know what it is or isn't. It's a big scare. It's a big deal. Apparently, if you catch it, you're susceptible to dying. I already believe that I think that some of my crew over there in Port Arthur, I think some of us had it already back in January. So, man, as soon as they open business up, I'll do what I can. I'm already doing as much as I can now. I'm more in the oil and gas world, And I don't care what they say or don't say about COVID-19. The price of a barrel of oil is $18, man. I'm up shit creek no matter what happens. So as soon as they say go, I'm ready. I'm not afraid of COVID-19. I don't want to die from it. Shit, it seems like every pastor or priest I've heard say something about it has ended up catching it and dying, man. I don't want to be that guy.
Right. So let's so economically, you're going to do what you got to do to take care of your household and get out there and go for it. That's where you are.
Yeah. If I made enough money on the last job to sit down for a little bit.
Okay. So why don't you?
So right now I can be selective about a job, but I did get a call to go down to Freeport.
Mm-hmm.
They just wanted me to go for 1 week. So I had to go into Houston to get all my drug testing, drug screening. Man, that was a real slap of reality. I get there. That was the first thing I really did back from seclusion. I get there. I don't have my mask. And I'm walking around and almost everybody there is wearing the blue gloves and the surgical mask.
Right.
And I'm thinking it's a big, probably a 12-floor story building. And I'm thinking, oh, shit, man, what am I doing out here? I should have stayed my ass at home. I should have not taken this job, man. This is not worth my life. I should have said shit on it. I don't need that job. But there I was. I signed up to take the job.
So you did it.
A friend called me. He wanted me to go help him. And I said, yeah, man, I'll come down and help you. And so, yeah, I stepped out. I was scared, really scared the whole time. Like, man, well, what do you do, man? What do you do with that fear? Shit, you're not guaranteed tomorrow anyway. COVID-19 or not, I see people scared to death of COVID-19, but they'll drive around texting like crazy.
Right. So what do you do? What do you? I mean, so but you push it aside and keep going. Is that what I'm hearing?
I will take calculated risks. That means I'm doing everything in my power to prevent myself from catching COVID-19 if it's real. Okay. I don't want it. I'll wear the mask. I'll wear the gloves. I'll do social distancing. I'll play by the rules. Okay. But I want to get out there. Yeah, I'd like to get out there, man. I'm very afraid of the economy as well.
Yeah. So now that you're back, you're not in seclusion. Now you're back in the real world. What kind of challenges is that like for you? I mean, what? And let me be specific on that. So, the challenges of being back, but yet not being able to be with your brothers and sisters in recovery and go to have that fellowship. How's that working for you? I mean, what is that doing for you?
I am very fortunate. I have been doing Zoom meetings and phone call meetings.
Did it work for you? Did Zoom work for you?
Yeah, it does. I was doing a lot of that even before COVID-19.
Because you were away. Because you had to. Because you were away, right?
No. I was doing it even before I was away from the job. What happened was I was doing a lot of the SAA recovery, Sex Addicts Anonymous recovery. I do a lot of different formats already. They have Reddit.com where you can leave messages to one another. They got a group called NoFap. That's no masturbation, basically. The young people call it NoFap. I was working with a lot of people there already. I was already doing online chat meetings with SAA. I was already doing AAonline.org. In fact, I sobered up. That was the first meeting I went to ever back in 2010, December, was an AAonline.org meeting.
Really?
That's how I got into AA, man. It was online meetings. So I've been talking with people around the world way before this happened, man. So I'm very comfortable in that format. I just I like flesh to flesh, man. But they both got their ups and downs, man. On the internet, you go worldwide, man. I talk to people in India, talk to people in Germany, talk to people in Amsterdam. There's some guy from in London, the UK, people from all over stateside. So Canada, Brazil. So there's the upside there, man. You can pop into a room and have friends around the globe.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's like everything else, man. It's what are you going to do with it? What are you going to make with it?
Okay, right. Okay, I feel you. I feel that. So let's take care of that. So last time we were talking, but let me stay here. But you were saying something that I don't know. I I said we talk about it. You said there's some aspect of this that some shit's going down or whatever that ain't fair. So go back to that. What do you want to say about that?
Yeah, I don't know if I used that term fair, but okay. I think what I was sharing about was I called my sponsor this week because I was feeling fear, and I felt this weirdness and awkwardness, like something's going down, but I can't put my finger on it. Oh, I think I said it feels dishonest, man. It feels
Right.
like
Yeah.
now this could all just be me not being in these rooms every day for the last 3-4 months. I missed that. I did, even with electronic means available, I didn't do a whole lot during the last 3 months on that seclusion on the job. I was beat up, dog tired. Anyway, that's my excuse.
Right.
I'm an addict. I know better, but that's my shit.
Okay. All right.
I'm probably just paying the cost, nonetheless. Man, I got this, on the job. I get introduced to this newspaper called Epoch News. Looks like Epic News, but it's the Epoch News. It's put out by ex-Chinese communist guy who's exposing the whole Chinese Communist Party in this Epoch News. He's constantly printing about Wuhan and how the numbers were false and how the Chinese Communist Party has the WHO, World Health Organization, under its thumb, and how they've just been deceiving the whole world, and how they were hoarding masks, and how they're hoarding vaccines, and how they're prepping the world to hit them with communist China. So I'm reading that stuff, which I don't know if an alcoholic ought to be reading that shit, but I was reading it. So it's floating around in the head. I get back home and I get bombarded daily with Yahoo News, and I'm neither for it nor against it, but it's like having some drunk guy show up in AA, and every day he's preaching the same shit. You can't turn him off because he's there saying the same shit. Well, there's Yahoo News saying their shit. And then I got Google News saying their shit. And then you got CNN, and you got Fox, and you got MSNBC, and you got all these people that seem to show up in the room of life, each one of them spewing their shit, spinning their angle on how they see the truth. And I'm trying to deal with my little truth. Like, well, what shit, I don't know, man. These are all professionals talking about a lot of stuff. So I'm reading books on the 2003 pandemic, the SARS and MERS. And
Right.
I'm trying to understand, a little bit of viruses and microbiology and all this shit. And I'm trying to figure out, damn, man, who's telling the truth? Fuck, I don't know who's telling the truth. Then I get home and I start hearing governors and local judges and all these people are putting out these executive orders. And I'm thinking, damn, man, do they got the fucking right to do all this shit? Did we give them that much power, or are we getting ready to be sucker punched and lose all our rights and freedoms? And then I start laughing. I said, shit, man, what rights and freedoms do I really have?
Right.
I've been paying taxes my whole life. How free are we really?
Right.
And so I'll tell you, my karma sponsor, and I'm telling him, man, I'm fearful with authority, power, strength, jurisdiction, and some of these components. I said, I'm starting to feel like a fish out of the water again, man. It's like being brand new in AA. I don't know how to behave sober. Well, I don't know how to behave politically. I'm just emerging from total chaos, from a life of total chaos and ruin and fear and alcoholism and porn addiction. And now I don't have that going on, and I'm emerging into this crazy world where there's some big players on the street, There's some big powerhouses out there. There's a lot of money floating around and being thrown this direction and that direction. And I'm just sharing with you, I'm scared. I don't know how a man like me is supposed to behave in this world. I don't know what I'm supposed to do or not do, Do I go to these face-to-face meetings? Do I break the law? Do I run the risk? How close do I want to get with pushing back against authority? I really don't know, man. I really don't know. And I'm scared, and I'm asking for help,
Well, Joe, I hear you, and I thanks for your authenticity, your full disclosure, your being candid. Where do you go for answer? What do you What makes sense to you
Uh,
I mean, how do you find the answer? What sources are you there?
yeah, yeah, I hear you.
I kind of lost you. Yeah, you're back.
You got suggestions? I'm listening.
Well, you got sponsor. I mean, we're fading in and out. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, we're back. Okay.
All right.
All right. So we were talking about uh, given what you shared about your anxiety and your feelings. Uh, so here's my question to you: what in your experience, strength, and hope do you have to call on in this situation? How does experience, strength, and hope work in terms of this situation?
I'm lucky to be surrounded by men that I trust, admire, respect, love, and I don't hesitate to call them and ask them, "Hey, man, this is going on. What do you think about this?" So my sponsor Bob, he always he won't tell me what to do. He just tells me he's done, and then he offers that. Take it, I can. So he's given me a little bit of an outline of some homework, things he'd like me to read about and see if I have an opinion on it or not. And I guess that's his way of teaching me normally. He just throws some things out and lets me play around with them. Then he comes back to see if I had any ideas spur from off of that. And then he doesn't direct me or control the direction I go in, but it just seems like he's always dropping down some little things for me to ponder. How about you,
So
man? Do
yeah,
you
yeah,
got
yeah.
suggestions?
Well, I'm okay. I was asking you. I guess I'm doing the same thing as your sponsor here. I was asking you, do you have something in your repertoire of your experience that you can call on in this moment? I'll share with you. Uh, I think I sent you to you the other day. Um, so I get up every day and I'm looking at what's before me and basically um, what will I do this day that if it's my last day, uh, I deem it to be worthy of my last day, and that's what I'm going to do that day. And when I put my head down at night, if I make it back, I say, we um, let me be very very practical. So by terms of this, um, I've had I'm one of those people that's had road rage. I'm a purveyor of road rage. Uh, Even to the point of, somebody cuts me off, I might follow them in the parking lot, cuss them out. Oh God, I'm guilty. Um, but I can't do that shit right now. I don't want nothing to happen. My partner and I talk about it. My agenda is at all cost. I don't want to wind up at the hospital. That's the last place I want to go. So I don't want to. I don't want no confrontations with nobody. I don't want no altercations, no confrontation. I don't want. I don't have no time for road rage. I get out of the way because at all costs, I just want to take care of things I got to take care of and bring my ass back home. So I want to go out there and do what I got to do and come back safely. Everything else is extraneous. Whereas I might have gotten engaged in it before. I don't have time for that right now. I got to go do what I got to do, and I literally every day I think about it. Okay, if this is my last day, you know, what do I want to consist of? And that's what I do. And and in doing that, if that means that whatever happens, um, this is it's a bit that I'm cool with that. I'm good with that. So my daily plan of action. Um, I try and do as much. It's kind of funny social distancing because I'm not really a people person anyway. So I kind of don't like people anyway. So staying away from people, that's not right. I got an excuse now. I didn't like you anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I keep my distance. I was antisocial before. I'm mastering it now. So the social distancing. Um, but and then the other thing I said to you is I feel that um, as it relates to all the information I've taken in around this, I don't think that the so-called authorities have a handle on this situation. I think they're trying to get a handle on it. I think that economically, for economic reasons, um, political and political figures are pushing people back to work prematurely, um, and pushing us back out into the world prematurely. And we have decided in our house that until we're satisfied, until we're satisfied with the information we receive, we're going to continue to practice
Yeah.
social distancing, basically sheltering in place at home. Um, but if we have things that we have to do business wise to carry on our way of life, that's what we'll do. And um, but other than that, we're here. We're at home, and we tend to be at home until we're satisfied with the information we're receiving. So so like I said, it's now that being said, uh, taking one day at a time. I know we talked about that a lot of recovery. Tomorrow's not promised. All that. Well, this has just made me take that much more seriously. Okay.
Yeah.
And I find that empowering. I don't find, I find I feel more empowered now in my life than I felt before because uh, I feel like I'm, I'm making, I have a choice. I, it's, it, the, so I like to put it this way. Uh, I don't know what's going to kill me, when it's going to kill me, how it's going to kill me, or where it's going to kill me. I have no control of it. The one thing I do get to decide, it's my choice, is why. I have a choice about the why. And that why is what, when I say the why, what I'm saying is, why am I doing today what I'm doing? I have choice about that. And now if I do it and I end up going out of here and something happens, I can't do anything about that. But what I decide today, the choice I have is around what's what's important to me. I've said that for this day in my life, who I want to talk to, who I want to love on, who I want to be in. All that I have some choice about. That's all I have choice about, and so that's why and that's where that's so my the only power I guess I'm saying is I feel like I have, which is empowering for me, is I have a power to choose, and I'm not going to relinquish my power to make choices. I'm not going to abdicate that or give that over to anybody. That's mine. I make the choices, and I have to live with the consequences. And what this situation has helped me to do is be more focused and more intentional and more selective about the choices I make daily, because I realize that these may be the last choices I make. And to that extent, I'm good with that. It's kind of like I say, I share meetings, about my addiction. I get up every day. I'm not into serenity. My way of approaching is, let's get ready to rumble. Okay, and I'm like I look at like a soldier. If I'm gonna die on the battlefield. I want to die with my boots on. Okay,
Yeah.
and when I come that when I come home at night, if I lay my head down and I'm still in my sobriety, I'm still in my right mind. That's another day I've kicked addiction's ass.
Yeah.
And I go to sleep. And I get up in the morning, it's let's get ready to rumble again. And that's my daily, that's my walk. That's where I am. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, I like it.
I'm just keeping it real. I don't, and at the end of it, I put the days together, and and we walk it out, and that's where I am.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it real. That's
You're in a good place. It sounds like where you do have choices, and I do too right
we
now.
all do. John, Joe, you do too. Believe
I
me,
can
Joe,
see
you got choices, man. We all do.
where my work in Debtors Anonymous and getting financially fit has set me in a place because of the choices I've been making over the last 6 to 9 months financially. I'm in a place of abundance where I can sit back and wait and make better decisions. Things haven't always been like that. I used to live paycheck to paycheck, and right now, I would be in such a panic as to where am I going to eat? Where am I going to live? Where am I going to stay? Who am I going to have to lean on? Where can I get help? And to not have to be dealing with that is such a grace, man. It's such a grace for me. I worry for the people that are out there that are in those horrible, horrible foxholes right now. I remember the fear of not knowing what I can do, how am I going to get through this day and this night, And I'm just grateful to God that I'm on this other side of that, where I'm not fearful. I have limited goods, limited resources, but they're enough, and I'm mindful of that today. My head is clear, man. What a grace. I'm not full of panic and anxiety. I have this undercurrent of fear that something's going on weird, but other than that, I mean, it's not keeping me up at night. I'm sleeping. But I like that you wake up and you have an aggressive why. I call it aggressive why. You seem to have a power and energy because why are you waking up? I haven't got to that stage yet. I'm waking up and I'm living in gratitude and I'm grateful for everything that's happening around me, but I don't have this big old aggressive why I'm getting up to fight today. And I might need that. I might need that. So I appreciate you sharing that. I'm going to have to be mindful of that. I don't have that mentality yet of waking up, putting my boots on, and jumping into it. That's scary but exciting. Stay
Yeah,
tuned, man. Stay
yeah.
tuned. More to come.
More to come. Look, Joe. Let's put a pin in there and say that. And here's where I want to go. And we didn't get to talk to it, but I think it's a good segue. Let's talk about abundance versus scarcity next time. Let's talk about that because part of what you're hearing me realize is, or speaking from, is and let me share this with you. Uh, I got business contracts that are uh, uh, I'm double digits, thousands of dollars in the hole on business deals that and I'm still working for people that haven't paid me. They owe me thousands of dollars. I'm still paying. I'm still working for them. But um, but I feel more abundance now in my life than I think I've felt ever. And and a large part of my feeling uh, that abundance is, as I share with you about exercising my power to choose, but also my coming to grips with my mortality and 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 death is real.
Real.
And it's and I think more, we and I've kind of that's at the heart of what I try to share with you. I think we take tomorrow for granted, to in so many ways, in the future for granted. And if we deal with the choices we have, and our choices are more abundant than we realize in this day. But if we start looking at, so that's just, I will go back over it. But like I said, for me, part of what you're, I am aggressive. I am aggressive, but I'm also feeling very much one of the things I know in the past month, as I've given more,
Yeah.
as I've been willing to give, to let go of, to continue to work even though I ain't got paid, but I have received from other sources. You hear me?
Yeah.
And so it's like, but basically what I'm saying is the universe hears us and responds as we acknowledge its power, its control, and that we're, I'm sure you've heard before, the closed fist can't receive the open hand, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going forward doing what I gotta do, but my hand is open. I'm not a closed fist.
Yeah.
But I'm being aggressive, but I'm being aggressive with my hand open, not aggressive with my fist closed.
Yeah. I hear
And that's right. But look, we'll pick it up, man. Look, Joe, stay strong, man. Okay. And I'll be back with you. Look, are you we're scheduled in a couple of weeks. Do you have time for more conversation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So
hit me up with that underground meeting if you got room in there. Let me know.
Okay, I got you. I'll definitely do that. But I'll be back to you on this. Maybe we'll pick this up back. We're not supposed to do it for 2 weeks, but maybe we'll go back in a week. Okay. I'll come back.
All right, man.
All right, man. Okay. Appreciate you, bro. Joe, stay strong, bro.
All right. God bless you. See you later.
Okay, babe.